Hey KRISTY, thanks for sending me your swim video for analysis. The first thing I went ahead and did is I counted your strokes per 25 and added it up to your time. First length you took 23 strokes in 27 seconds. The second length you took 24 and 29 seconds. So you add those up, it's called what's called a swell score. You're right around 50, which isn't too bad. The way I can see you getting less, once we work on your underwater catch and push, I can see that stroke count going down to about 20, and in return, that time of 27 to 30 seconds is going to go down definitely below 25. So next I'm looking at your mechanics. I look at breathing, body balance, rotation, which is where you need the most help with right now. So along with this audio, I'm going to send you some screenshots so you can see what I mean. So I'm stopping and pausing the video at various aspects of the stroke. I can see, number one, you drop your arm when you breathe. You want to get more arm extension when you breathe. That's better for balance. So the only time you should be extending your arm is when you do breathe. So when you breathe right, your left arm should be extended. That's going to help you with body balance. Right now, again, as you can see from the screenshot, your arm is almost at your hip when your face is rotated out to inhale. The next thing is kick. You have a split kick, a very big split kick for that matter. That has to do with you dropping your arm and you're trying to find balance. So the way to find balance is to leave your arm extended when you turn on your hip, when you rotate to inhale. That arm should be extended and you should catch your breath, turn your face back under, and then start your pull. And when you're kicking, you should kick up and down using your quads and hip flexors. I can tell you're kicking mostly from the knee down. So your legs appear to be, in my mind, moving very rapidly, but not really providing any propulsion, which is okay, but they're not providing any balance because I don't believe you're kicking from the quad and hip flexor. And really to determine that is if you were to kick on a kickboard, would you go forward? Would you go backwards? Would you stay in place? If you were to stay in place or go backwards, that's definitely an indication that you're not kicking from the quad and hip flexor. So focus on that. Focus on scraping your toes together to keep your feet together. The drill that I recommend for you off first is kick on side left side, kick on side right side. Works on your kick, your balance, your breathing, and then you would add a rotation to that. So you would kick maybe 6 to 12 kicks on one side, and then you would rotate to the other side, 6 to 12 kicks, rotate. So the way it works on breathing is it helps you keep that arm extended when you're rotating to the side to breathe. Next, I'm looking at the three main phases of the stroke, starting with recovery. You can see that your elbow is bent, but your elbow is pointed behind you instead of to the ceiling. So when you're doing that recovery, you want your fingertips below your wrist, below your elbow. As you can see, your fingertips, wrist, and elbow are parallel to each other. Elbow pointing behind you, fingertips pointing in front of you. Those fingertips should be really sliding across the water. So the drills to help correct your recovery would be fingertip drag and thumb slide. Thumb slide will also help with body rotation. The reason you want to fix that recovery is because that impacts your hand entry. So during recovery, you want your fingertips below your wrist, below your elbow. So when you enter the water, you want to enter with your fingertips, wrist, and then elbow instead of your wrist and elbow at the same time. Because when you enter with your wrist and elbow at the same time, that causes you to keep your elbow dropped while it's in the water, and you initiate your pull with your dropped elbow. Let me backtrack and say, when I initially said you drop your arm, you were breathing right and you drop your left arm, you're totally missing out on an arm pull. So because you breathe so frequently, every time you breathe, you're dropping that arm and you're missing out on an arm pull. So you're not really going very far with that arm stroke. So let's jump into hand entry. Once you get the breathing, body balance, rotation, and kick, and you do some recovery drills, that's going to set you up for a nice hand entry. And then the hand entry, fingertips, wrist, elbow is going to set you up for what's called an underwater high elbow catch before your push, which makes up the underwater pull. The goal of swimming is to pull the greatest distance with every arm stroke, get really strong and get efficient. And then to go faster, you increase your arm speed, your arm turnover without losing technique, strength, distance per stroke, and you will go faster with less effort. So right now you're not ready to focus on that underwater pull. By doing the balance drills, recovery drills, and then some hand entry drills, fist and head out of the water, that will set you up for a stronger underwater pull without directly focusing on the underwater pull. So hopefully this all makes sense to you. I look forward to following your progress. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Make it a great day.